Hi, I'm Mitch Gallagher. Welcome to Sweetwater's Guitars and Gear. This time out, Don Carr and I check out an amazing solution for recording acoustic instruments or sending them through a PA. Let's get started. Today we're checking out Audio Sprockets ToneDexter. This is an amazing pedal that serves multiple functions. It serves as a DI for your acoustic instrument, it's a preamp, but perhaps most important of all, it allows your instrument to sound like you have a microphone on it while you're running it direct. And Don, you had a chance to play through this, and we actually heard a little bit of that with the band. Tell us a little bit about your experience of playing through the ToneDexter.
Well, it's pretty amazing, Mitch. I mean, it really is, because it is the sound of sitting in front of a microphone as opposed to the sound of a plugged-in acoustic guitar. And you know what that, I mean, we all know what a plugged-in acoustic guitar sounds like. It has a certain, piezo quack to it,
Right.
and you're constantly working to try to battle against that. Man, this takes you a long way in the right direction, that's for sure.
Right. So the idea is you train this.
Right.
It basically learns what your guitar, your mandolin, your upright bass, whatever it might be, whatever acoustic instrument it might be. You train this, what that instrument sounds like when you have a microphone in front of it, and then it applies those characteristics back onto your direct sound.
Right. At that point, all you have to do after you've trained it is plug your guitar in, plug that same guitar in, call up the preset of your recorded modeled microphone sound, and there you go.
Right. Let's take a tour of ToneDexter. On the back panel, first of all, we have a microphone input. Now, you only use this when you're training ToneDexter of what your guitar or your other instrument sounds like. We have an XLR DI out. We also have a balanced 1/4 inch DI out. We have an effects loop, so you can insert a reverb, a delay, a chorus, or whatever into your signal path. And then we have a headphone output with a volume control. On the front panel, we have our basic preamp control. So we have an input gain, we have EQ controls, we have a notch filter, so if you're having feedback problems on stage, you can dial those out using ToneDexter as well. There's also a foot switchable boost, and that allows up to 8 dB of increase in volume level, so you can jump right out when you're soloing. But where ToneDexter really shines is in this process of giving you that mic'd up sound when you're going direct. So Don, you went into the studio and did a WaveMap, which is what they call this process, and what they call the stored sound inside the ToneDexter. Did this process on your acoustic guitar, you did it on Ben Porter's mandolin, and also on Dave Martin's upright bass. Had the microphone, and really it's just a matter of playing, and it kind of listens to what you're doing, and you don't have to play anything special, you just strum and...
Yeah, it's mostly just, play the full range of the instrument and, play with a little bit of dynamic differences and play some different stuff, just kind of play a variety of things. So the WaveMap is, I'm assuming that makes the WaveMap larger, so it's just, that much more variety you have.
Right. The whole process takes like 2 minutes.
Yeah, very short, very simple.
One of the other benefits is you have up to 22 different presets, we'll call them, inside ToneDexter. There are 2 banks of those, and you switch between those using a switch on the back panel, 2 banks of 11. And then you select those using this control here on the front panel. So you could have a microphone in different positions. You could place it further back, further forward, different microphones.
Different microphones. That would be the biggest thing, I would think, because, I mean, just like, for instance, on mandolin, the difference between, a large diaphragm condenser or a ribbon, or even a small diaphragm condenser, I mean, the difference is really dramatic, and so you could use those as different sounds for different purposes.
Right, or if you have different guitars,
right,
you could have different WaveMaps for each of your different instruments. So you can use this in a variety of different ways to change the sound as you're performing. So you can have up to 22 different WaveMaps loaded inside ToneDexter and instantly switch among them, whether you're on stage or in the studio.
Yes, you can. Okay, now let's check out how cool ToneDexter really is, what it really does, how great it sounds. We took the WaveMaps that we made in the studio, we brought it here into our video studio and recorded our performance. That was at the beginning of the video.
Right, and that was using the WaveMaps that you recorded in the studio, correct?
Right. And we also were running a DI track as well, just straight out of the pickup of the instrument. So it's great to be able to compare and hear the two, hear what the ToneDexter sound like versus the pickup sound.
All right, well, let's do that right now. Let's listen to the individual instruments, and we'll switch between the ToneDexter and the straight DI, and I think it's so amazing, the difference.
Yeah, it really is pretty dramatic.
that's a dramatic difference on all three of those instruments. It really does sound like you have a microphone on the instrument.
Boy, it sure does. And you know, again, I think back to my own experience about trying to get the best possible live acoustic sound I could get. And you know, you use compressors, you use EQ, you try anything really just to get it closer to the sound of a mic, and there it is.
Right, absolutely. And I should point out that those tracks that you heard there were going direct into a Tascam Model 24. There's no EQ, there's no processing. I think during post we might have added just a touch of room reverb just to open things up a little bit, but you're hearing just dry tracks coming out of the ToneDexter and of course direct through the direct box. So very impressive demonstration.
Yeah, it sure is.
And there's a lot of versatility here. We didn't use the EQ, we didn't use the notch filter, and you can actually blend some of the pickup along with the WaveMap, correct?
Right, you sure can, and that's a really useful feature. And in fact, all of the sounds that we were using, all three of us, had an 80-20 blend. So we had 20% of the pickup sound in there along with the ToneDexter sound, which really works out because it gives you just a little extra punch and a little extra immediacy.
There's that articulation that comes from the pickup on the attack, like you said, right. This is an amazing solution. Whether you're on stage or in the studio, if you're looking for an authentic mic'd up sound, ToneDexter can definitely provide it for you. Great work, Don. Enjoyed your playing.
Hey, thanks, Mitch. Appreciate it,
You
man.
bet.
It was a lot of fun.
And thank you for joining us for Sweetwater's Guitars and Gear. Be sure to tune in next time. We'll have more guitars, more amps, more effects. We'll be making lots of music. I'm Mitch Gallagher.